As you can see, that fiberglass is just coming up. Look at that. Look at that. This is stuff I didn't see when I bought it. Stuff that I didn't know when I bought it. Even if your old school has problems, I think you should still get it running, drive it around, and enjoy it, and slowly fix it along the way. Let's talk about some of the problems that my old school has and had, and I still drove it around since 2016. So before I go really far into some of the problems that Ironman has, let's talk about the time of frame when I bought Ironman. Hold on. God is everything. Without God, I'm nothing. I almost forgot that. But let's jump back right into it. So like I was saying, at the time when I bought Ironman, I was about 20. I think I was like 20 years old when I bought Ironman. At the time, I had been working on cars for 2 or 3 years, but I wasn't to the extent that I was now, meaning I haven't made as many mistakes as I've made now to get to learn what I know now. But anyway, so at the time, I bought this truck for $1,800, right? I wanted like 20-something hundred for it. I offered him 18. He said, hey, if you serious, I'm tired of these folk playing, come get it. Now, it wasn't in this condition at all. Had a seat in it that was ripped up. I drove it home though. I drove it 30 minutes to home, 30 minutes to the house. The guy said it had a cam in it, and he said it had a small cam in it. And to be honest, at the time, the truck sounded like it had a little cam in it. But you can take these old small block Chevys and put some nice sounding mufflers on them, and it'll sound like it got a little cam in it. It'll sound like it, not like a cam, but it'll be like, whoop, 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 whoop. You'll think it might have a little cam in it, but you would think, okay, it's got to be like right, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm like, okay, that cam got to be like right above stock. Like it can't be much bigger than stock. Because for the longest, I did think this truck had a little cam in it, and there were other people, even like mechanics, that was like, okay, it might have a little small cam in it, even they wasn't sure. So that's what I'm saying. It actually sounded like it might have had a little cam in it. But anyway, come to find out, didn't have a cam. This guy paid a bunch of money, completely stock. Hold on, y'all. He a bunch of ruckus. Never mind, I guess it wasn't nothing. But anyway, so the guy who had this truck before me, he spent a bunch of money for some guys who he took it to that claimed he said the guy said they put some kind of heads on it and bumped the compression up real high. Come to find out, it was a 305. It was a 350 with 305 heads on it, stock cam, stock everything in the bottom end, stock pistons, stock rods. But the guy told him it had flat top pistons in it and all this, that, and the third. So this guy spent a lot of money from what he told me. I can tell from how he talked to me that he was basically over it because he didn't feel like the truck had in it what he had put in it. You know, he felt like for the money he spent that he should have had a better performing truck. So I guess he didn't know enough about it to even think, because this is something I forgot to throw in. Even he doubted that it had a cam in it. He said, the guy who I had build this motor for me told me it had a cam in it. And he said that, he said to me, he said, it don't sound like it got a cam in it. He said, it sounded like it sounded before I took it to him. And I said, yeah, it sounded like it might have a little cam in it. I'm like, definitely ain't nothing crazy in it. But anyway, so he, I can tell just by how he was talking, he was just like, man, I just, if you want to offer me $1,800, I'm just ready to get rid of it, Like I said, I took it, drove it home, no problems. Drove it around for a while, no problems. It had an Edelbrock 600 carburetor on it or something. Had some issues with it, got it rebuilt, just could not get that Edelbrock right. At the time, I didn't know of anybody who worked on Edelbrock, so I had to get rid of the Edelbrock and get a Holly. Got the Holly, everything was pretty good. Hold on, wait, I skipped the part. I bought a used Holly from somebody off of eBay. It ran better, but still wasn't what I was looking for. So I got rid of that Holly and bought a brand spanking new Holly, threw the new Holly on, and it's been golden ever since. So I probably had the truck about 3 years at this time, year and a half, 2-3 years maybe, I don't know. I found some rallies for it. I don't immediately put the rallies on. I ended up finding a seat for it. So the seat that's in there now, I bought it from a guy for like 150 bucks or something. Something really cheap. Snatched my old one out, chunked it in the backyard in the scrap pile, threw my new seat in and put my riders on, and I put insurance on the truck, and I began to drive it and, you know, gained some trust from it and started to have more carburetor issues. Nothing crazy, not nothing that left me stranded, but to the point where I could drive it and it'll load up and all kind of stuff like that. But every single time, it didn't take much to find a problem. Found most of the problems and just continued to drive the truck. Even this was my daily at one point in time. This truck was my daily at one point in time when everything else went down. The Challenger, my Honda, everything was down. Only thing was running was the great Iron Man. Literally the only thing running. It was my daily, and it ran off of 93 because it had 305 heads on it, and it would not take anything else because I tried to put 89 in it and it started spark knocking. So definitely did not like that. So let's see what else we got here. So like I said, how y'all see the truck? I have done a little bit of like, I don't want to say body work because I haven't put any kind of body filler on it, but I sanded off any body filler that was on the truck, and I sanded all off. The front clip, not the whole front clip, but this driver side fender, driver side door, and the grill and all that is brand new because I hit a deer. I had already replaced the door, the driver side door. I had already replaced that door because the other door was rusty. But if I knew what I do now, I would have just bought a patch panel, patched that bottom piece, and threw it in there because these aftermarket doors aren't the same quality. Anyway, let's get to the problems. The first problem that I'm absolutely gonna fix on this truck, and I already had a part for it. I have a cowl hood for this truck, and the hood on this truck looks horrible. Let's go up there and take a look at it. And before I get too far, let me tell y'all this. This is primer. This is just PI primer. I think they're somewhere up around Atlanta or somewhere like that. But this is some awesome primer. I think I did this about, I don't know how many years ago I did this, but it's been a long time. And this primer has held up to just constant Georgia heat. The sun just beating on it, and it's pretty much held up. You know, it's actually not supposed to, you know, be this long before you paint it. But so let's take a look at this hood. Like I said, this hood is horrible. Had some kind of body filler on it. I sanded all that off. I don't know how good y'all can see it, but I do know that you can see this split in the middle. That's absolutely broken. Right here, this hinge is completely broken. So when I start going fast, this is literally flying up. This cowl panel doesn't have screws in it. Not a perfect truck by no means. This bumper, I'm guessing somebody used it as a truck. Bent that bracket in on that side, and this one sits out. I already do have another cowl hood. I have new hinges for it. I have this stuff. I've had it for years and have not put it on because I don't know what I've been waiting on. But let's move on to the next issue that we have. The next issue is, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy, or at the time when I put this door on, I didn't know what I know now. I thought these old school cars was like the new cars. Like the new cars, you put them on, bolt them up, and they're gonna line up most of the time. But that's not the case with these old schools. But this door needs some adjustment bad, right? And I know this now. I've known it for years now, but I just haven't taken the time to take the fender off and line this door up and put everything back like it should be. This door needs some adjustment. And I haven't done it, but definitely something that I gotta do. We're gonna start on the outside and then we're gonna move to the inside. Real quick, we're jumping back to the hood real quick. As you can see, this hood is in horrible condition. The actual hinges that go right here, I took those off a long time ago because they did absolutely nothing. Took those off, was gonna replace them, didn't replace them. This hood is soft and flimsy, soft, super soft. It's bent all in here. It's flown up on me. I'm pretty sure whoever had it before me, it flew up on them. This hood just been through a lot. Now you can't fix these hoods. It just takes time, effort, you know, and money. But I wanted a cowl hood on here anyway. As you can see back there, it's cracked. But yeah, if you want to repair this hood, I'm gonna probably make a video on repairing this hood if you wanted to repair it. So that's gonna definitely be an option. This is the motor that came in Iron Man. The only thing that's different is the heads. Heads and the cam, pistons and rods. Everything else originally came on the truck. This thing that came for the fans. Glad this thing don't run hot. But anyway, back to the outside, right? I have this trim that goes right there. It's not on, I didn't put it on, because I said at some point I was probably gonna paint the truck. Trying to figure out, when I paint this truck red, do I wanna pull the engine and paint this behind there red also? Really wanna go vintage air. I really wanna pull this box because it's just gonna clean the engine bay up so nicely if I'm able to brighten this up a little bit. If I'm able to pull this AC box, it's gonna be so much nicer up under here if I can go vintage AC. And that's actually the plan for this and my G-body. If you're familiar with the G-body, that's the plan, is to go vintage air. So I know I done jumped from here to there and everywhere. But anyway, so a common thing on these C10s is cap corners. And yes, Ironman does need cap corners. Cap corners have seen better days, and the rockers have definitely seen better days. Normally it's on these C10, it's normally the rocker, and it's in there. I just got it bolted down, trying to hide it while I drove it. But I do have these rockers, I just got to put them on. And then this panel in here is normally an issue. And as you can see, my wiring in Ironman is not perfect by no means. I'm missing that piece. It's dusty and crusty in here, but we ain't gonna get to that right now. That's interior. Like I said, we'll get to that later. On some people, their beds rust, but my outside of my bed is fine. I do have a little bit of, not rusting, but it broke, like maybe something pulled it right there, but nothing crazy. Right here I had something going on. I decided to weld it and then just spray it, but still kind of rusting a little bit right there. Hold on, let me darken y'all back down. Still kind of rusting right there. That's my fault. It was some body work right here. Somebody had some body work right there. Back in the day, they used to drill holes to pull dents, but I put some welds right there just to whatever, nothing crazy. We'll come back to this bed because I got something real crazy to show y'all about this bed. Roll pan is just bolted on. It needs to, once I actually do what I'm gonna do, it's gonna get welded down these corners and it's gonna look like, it's gonna look smooth. This side of the bed does have a little bit of rust. Nothing bubbled up, nothing crazy. That I'm just gonna fix. Just gonna probably just put a couple of welds on it. Let's see here. Cab corner on this side, it needs it. As you can see, there's dirt, dust, everything in there. Does need the cab corner on this side. Same with the rocker on this side. It does need that rocker and a rocker. And this side is gonna need a partial, which both sides need a partial roll pan. So both sides need a partial roll pan, inner and outer rocker. And that's pretty much all the metal work that it needs as far as the cab goes and everything else goes. So let's move to the bed. The bed, let's talk about this now. So as you see how close this bed is on this side, right? The bed is ridiculously close. And if you look at this truck from like the back from an angle, you can see that that bed is crooked, right? So the bed started to rust, right? Somebody decides we're gonna throw in a bed cover and we're gonna let it be, right? So you remember how small the gap was on the other side? I'm thinking this is the right or wrong gap. I don't know. Either way, the bed needs a lot of work. And hold on. See if I can lift this bed up with one hand so I can show y'all. And I can't do it. Hold on. Y'all hold on real quick. Slide this spare tire back so that I can show y'all. And like I said, I don't care. If y'all can see that, this is a whole patch at the whole top of this bed right here. I need that whole top of Ironman's bed needs to be replaced. Along with that entire little cross member that bolts to the frame. It's all rusted out, like completely rusted. The back of the bed isn't bad, or it wasn't bad. I don't know, it's been covered up for all these years. When I bought the truck, that part I did not know. So I planned on just buying, I was gonna buy a whole new bed, but I want to keep Ironman as close to the same, as close to the original as I can. So plan on buying this patch that goes all the way across the top, and then buying all of the little cross, as you can see, those little cross things that bolt to the frame. Right now the bed is bolted down, it's welded. They put a piece of metal up under it and they welded the bed. They welded that piece of metal to the bed and welded the bed to the frame. So right now the bed is welded to the frame and it doesn't move or nothing like that. It's nothing that's unsafe, or else I wouldn't be driving it, of course. So that's just a little bit of what's going on with Ironman. And the bed is the biggest issue. The bed is legit the biggest issue that I have with Ironman. So let's move to the inside. Like I said, can't show y'all the rockers, but like I said, they definitely need replaced. Somebody tried fiberglass in this stuff, but that fiberglass, as you can see, bring y'all up so y'all can see, that fiberglass is literally just lifting. Somebody didn't prep it right. And I don't want fiberglass floors anyway. The rest of this metal on Iron Man, the rest of the floor is fine. It's just normally like from there back and then the rockers or whatever. And my full rockers aren't completely gone, but I'm gonna probably cut the whole rocker out and replace the whole thing. Oh, here's the issue, another issue I got with Iron Man. Somebody decided they was gonna cut this out and just weld in a whole nother one of these. Let me see if I can open the passenger door. Let me open this passenger door for y'all so I can really show y'all the worst part of the inside. Wait, let me show y'all this. The dash. The dash needs to be replaced. It's horrible. It's not bolted in. It's just sitting here. All right. This piece looks horrible. Let's see here. The speedometer thing don't work. The gas mileage thing jumps around, but it works. It jumps around, but it works. That's pretty much it. Let's go to the passenger side. Full transparency here, because I have absolutely nothing to hide. I believe guys could get their projects done faster if they did what I did with Iron Man. Because when I got the El Camino, it wasn't running. I decided like, oh, I'm gonna just I said, oh, I'm gonna just do all the body work and stuff to it. I always lose interest in that car. I feel like if I had dropped the motor in it, drove it, enjoyed it, I would have, you know, been enjoying it kind of like I'm enjoying Iron Man, even with the flaws, you know. So, like I said, you know, I got a fire extinguisher in here. I need to put one in all my cars, but you can see over here, you can see that rocker looks pretty rough. That rocker looks pretty rough. Passenger side floor, they fiberglass it over here, but yeah, it's not good. The fiberglass work isn't good. You can see right there, the fiberglass came up, and there's a little hole in the floor right there. So all this has to be replaced. I might replace this whole floor since it's, you know, this is a lot. As you can see, that fiberglass is just coming up. Look at that. Look at that. This is stuff I didn't see when I bought it. Stuff that I didn't know when I bought it. So at that time, didn't have the knowledge I got now, but I'm gonna still drive this truck and enjoy it. So up under the hood, other than cleaning up some wiring stuff, making the wires more neat, stuff like that, probably a lot of this wiring need to be deleted, honestly, because it's a carbureted, and I think, you know, a lot of this stuff ain't on the truck no more, you know. So other than that stuff, up under the hood is fine. It runs fine. No issues with this Holley carburetor. You know, I like the electric choke. They work better for me. Some guys are so good with carburetors, they don't even need a choke. I can show y'all right now. This thing is completely cold. I mean, completely cold. I mean, absolutely nothing. You know, truck has not been crunk up. I mean, in a few days, it hasn't been crunk up. Let me get this thing started. With the temperature now, once it gets warm, I can literally do one pat to make the choke come on, and then I'm good to go. All right, one pat. That's my trans fan going on. One pat. So I'm saying all that to say this. Drive your old schools. Enjoy them. Don't let a little bit of work stop you from driving them. All I gotta say is, make it safe for the road. Do your, you know, steering stuff, suspension stuff. Check that stuff. Make sure it's safe for the road and drive that thing, man. Hey, no reason to wait till it's perfect, because if you wait till it's perfect, you're gonna be like me with this El Camino. That was my first old school, and it has not seen asphalt since I had it. Get them running, get them safe, and fix them along the way. PullsTv, gone.